Guys, and thanks for tuning in. Today I'm coming on to talk about my son and what he's going through. First of all, I would just want to thank everybody who is praying and who has prayed for my son. My son is I really don't want to say he's sick because he's not sick, but he is hurting and is going through something, and he's been going through this for 3 months now. Um, it all has something to do with his kidneys, his colon, his intestines, his uterus, and not urethra, it's uterus. And where do I start? I don't know where to start because it has been so much. But I guess it started where his stomach was hurting, and he went to the hospital, and they thought it was his kidneys. So they transferred him. Well, they sent him over from Kaiser Hospital to um, Moreno Valley, another hospital, trauma care, because he thought his kidneys was going to burst. When we get to the other hospital, they said it wasn't his kidneys. So they ended up keeping him for like 5 days because he had an infection in his stomach. And they kept him isolated. And if we visited, we had to put on masks and gloves and going there with him. Finally, they tested his stools and it came back negative for I don't know what. But they got him feeling better and they released him. But a couple of days later, he went back to the VA. And you guys, the VA sucks, straight up. I'm going to be honest. The VA sucks. Um, they haven't been giving him the care that he needs. Kind of just been pushing him off, pushing him off. Um, he's been in and out the hospital because of his stomach hurting, and nobody's really getting down to, okay, why is his stomach hurting, what's really going on, and taking x-rays and CAT scans and not finding the issue. um, he went to, oh god, he's been in the hospital too many times, but finally he went to Kaiser, not the VA, because VA, you go to the VA and he sit and wait and waiting for hours, and they just say, here's some medicine, it should make the pain go away. So finally he was hurt, he went to Kaiser, and Kaiser finally did something, thank God. Kaiser doctors have just been wonderful. They kept him in a hospital, and they ended up draining his stomach. His stomach was full of, you guys, um, infection or bacteria or whatever, and they ended up draining his stomach. And all the urine was backing up into his kidneys, and his kidneys were failing. If the VA would have did more, then they would have seen that this boy urine was backing up into his kidneys and his kidneys was failing. Um, they would have seen that my son was full of urine and whatever and bacteria, and all this infection was in his stomach. So finally Kaiser stepped in and drained the fluid and put him on antibiotics. They kept him in the hospital for over a week and um, got rid of the infection in his stomach and did everything they needed to do to get his kidneys functioning again. Once they got his kidneys functioning again at to 100, then they went in and they put this tube, and this tube is called something. But this tube is coming out his back, out of his kidneys, and it's draining. The problem is his uterus is inflamed and is twisted and knotted, whatever you want to call it. And I have issues. I have issues with the VA because my question is, if you guys would have taken care of him from the very beginning when he kept saying his stomach hurt, then maybe it would not have gotten this bad. It's this bad because you didn't do what take the necessary steps to find out what was really going on. And so now, first his uterus was wobbly, for instance, like it's supposed to go down, just down. His was down, a S, and then down. The urologist at the VA went in and tried to do a oh my God, it's a procedure where they go in and they put a tube in there and it opens it and allows the urine to flow like it's supposed to. Because one problem was his urine wasn't flowing through that uterus um, the way that it's supposed to. And so one thing they did was, okay, we're going to go in there, we're going to put this tube in there so it can open up so urine can stop bagging up into his kidneys and into his stomach. So they went in and they couldn't get through there. That's when they realized that, whoa, this dude uterus is down, wobbly and down. Okay, well, you didn't know that the first time when you realized that his uterus was swollen and infected. You didn't notice that then? Oh, okay. So now, because we had to wait and wait and wait and wait just to get to you, the urologist, now it has gotten worse. So you can't even get in there to put the tube in there. Okay. So after this procedure, surgery, they come out and tell me, oh, we have a problem. We couldn't do it because of this. Okay. So now what do we do? Well, he's going to be okay. We're going to put him on antibiotics. We're going to make sure the infection goes away. And we're going to send him over to the GI and see what the GI want to do. Okay, so when are we going to see the GI? So now here we go again. Go home, playing the waiting game, waiting on the GI. Before we can even see the GI, this dude is in pain. Whatever they gave him is not working. So now we have to go back to the hospital. Back to the hospital. Oh my God. But eventually we see the GI. Once we see the GI is like, okay, I'm here now. Forget what happened. This is at the VA. I'm going to do everything I can to see what's going on. And what I need to do is a colonoscopy. The colonoscopy is going to tell me, we're going to look inside, it's going to tell me why the uterus is looking this way, what is going on inside his colon, what is causing this, because still at this point they don't know what is causing this. All they know, his uterus is not functioning properly, and why they don't know what to call this. They don't know. All they know is it's not functioning properly. His urine is not going through there like it's supposed to. Oh, and then while they was doing the procedure, what is it called? Still can't think of it. But trying to get the tube down his uterus, they realized that there was a hole in there somewhere. And so there was, because they had to put dye in there to get the tube through there or something. And they said, okay. And not only could we not get in there, but there's a hole somewhere. And they call it a flint, maybe? What? There's a hole leaking somewhere. Okay, now I'm mad. So not only could you do the procedure, now you're telling me there's a hole somewhere. So you got him off the operating table without fixing this. Okay, so now we're walking away and he has a hole somewhere. So we wait, he would go back, going back and forth the guy. So we wait weeks to see the GI. Okay, so we're gonna do the colonoscopy and we're gonna see what's going on, you know. Okay, we're gonna schedule this ASAP. They scheduled him for 3 weeks, you guys. 3 weeks. This is 3 weeks ago. Here we are today. He's having it done right now. But after we left the GI doctor, he ended up going back to the emergency room when I left on vacation. He ended up going back to Kaiser, the emergency room, in more pain, and that's when Kaiser decided, okay, let's find out what's going on. Even though he's a VA patient, we're going to find out what's going on. We're not going to turn this boy away. This boy is in pain, and we're going to figure out what's going on. That's when they realize, dude, your insides is infected. You have urine inside your stomach. Urine inside your kidneys. Your kidneys are failing. What? Okay, so it's been 2 weeks now, and Kaiser has been great. Take care of my son. They did everything they could, got my son stable and his kidneys at 100, and he still has the tube in his back, is draining the urine, because they're praying that, where they're thinking that maybe the uterus will heal itself or get better or a little bit, or it won't get more infected if the urine is not flowing through there, if most of the urine is not flowing through there. I don't know, really. You know why? Because I haven't talked to the neurologist, okay? I've been corresponding and talking to the doctor at Kaiser, but not the neurologist. Okay, so I've talked to the GI doctor at Kaiser also. I've talked to the neurologist at the VA and the GI at the VA. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so we see the neurologist on the 10th. They're going to take that tube out his back, and they're going to tell us what's the next step. We're going to make sure at that time his kidneys is still functioning at 100, and see what the neurologist wants to do as far as his uterus. Okay, and that's at Kaiser. I prefer to deal with Kaiser than the VA, so we're going to do that on the 10th. Today, with the GI, I'm praying that they can see what's really going on, what's causing this, and what they're going to do to fix it. Today, if they say, okay, we can see that this is the problem and this is how we're going to fix it. Fistava, that's what it's called, the hole. the hole that's in there somewhere between the large intestines, small intestines, the colon, the bladder, all that, there's a hole somewhere. So I'm praying that they're going to say, okay, so now we see what the problem is and this is how we're going to fix it. So that's what I'm praying for today. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what's going to happen today. I don't know what they're going to say. I know that this doctor, the GI doctor, is going to correspond with the neurologist at this hospital, and they're going to decide what they want to do. But the problem with the VA is it takes too long. They can say, okay, now we see what the problem is. We're going to fix it. And most likely, we're going to schedule him for another surgery 3 weeks from now. Okay? God forgive me. Fuck the VA. No, 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 no. We're going to go back to Kaiser. We're going to continue to follow up with the doctors at Kaiser and see what they want to do. Okay? I'm not going to keep waiting on the VA to take care of my son. Okay? My son's kidneys are failing. He's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Because what? You guys are scheduling us 3 weeks down the line to do something. Your kidneys, you don't play with your kidneys. So this has been really hard for me. This has been, oh my God. I've been so nervous, anxious. I have fibromyalgia now. My fibromyalgia is flaring up. My nerves are just off the chain. I have lazy legs now. That's when my legs don't even want to function properly, and I have a hard time walking. I realized because one of my relatives said on Facebook, you have to remember and have faith that God is going to take care of him and not worry. Because then when you worry, then you don't have no faith. And I had to stop and say, you know what? Okay, that's it. I'm not going to worry no more. Okay, I'm not going to cry no more. I'm going to just have faith and believe that God's going to take care of him. And that's what made me feel better. Because even though my son is 26, he's still my son. He's still my baby. And so I'm all he has, you know. So I have to take care of my baby. And it's funny because you think like once your kids get grown, then they gone. It's over. Shoot. Dang. So it's never over, right? Okay, so I'm trying to help my baby. I'm trying to get him well, get his body functioning back to where it's supposed to be. And this has been a freaking straight up journey, right? And my brother said last night, okay, well, this is the beginning. God darn, 3 weeks down the line, and I'm looking at like this is the beginning of finding out what's really going on and what somebody gonna do to help fix it. I had to when they admitted him in Kaiser, they tried to transfer him to the VA. The VA was like, no, we don't have no beds. We can't transfer him. We'll put him on the waiting list. I told the case manager at Kaiser, you know what? Forget it. I don't even want him transferred to the VA. And I call and talk to the VA. I had to call and talk to the patient advocate. You know, I don't even want my son transferred. To this day, they still haven't tried to transfer him. It's 2 weeks later, and he's out the hospital at Kaiser. But it's wonderful how God can put the right people in your life during your situations to help you. And when I talk to somebody at the patient advocate, see, I knew that she was the right person that I needed to talk to. It was perfect to help me somehow, some way. It was perfect. And then the guy that I spoke to in the transfer center, perfect. He was the perfect guy that I needed to talk to get things taken care of, because I was trying to get my son's medical records to transfer from the VA to Kaiser. It was hard. And so I ended up speaking with someone perfect. He helped me. Thank you, God, for that. But it has been a lot, a lot. I've been doing a lot trying to just take care of my son, and he's going to be okay. We just have to continue to deal with the doctors and get down to the nitty gritty. So, you guys, thank you for continuing to pray. And thank you to all those who have prayed. And you guys just keep praying, and we'll see what happens. I keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for watching my video. Did anybody watch it to the end? All right, you guys, may God continue to bless you and your family. To the next video. Peace.